this is my first little teaser tester video. I hope you guys like the little introduction to this bike. Is so fresh. 17 kilometers. Can you guys see that right there? 17 kilometers. So fresh. It's so fresh. How's it going, everyone? This is Motoman. Today's episode is, well, on the last episode you guys should have seen I had the new bike reveal, and today this is my first proper drive on the bike. It's the Yamaha FZ-07, and I must say I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I tell you, as you can see right here, I've only done 209 kilometers. When I started the day it was around 150, so, and I've just only been able to just ride a little bits in town because I've been too busy to come to the mountains or anything. But today we are doing a big mountain trip, and as you can see, there's my dad up there, up front right there on the hyper motard. There's my dad right there in the hyper motard. And you see that Motoman sticker right there? I must say, you know, I've got pretty good experience of what you get for your money, and I must say this ride is right at the top, man. It's really right at the top for its bracket. It is amazing what you get. It's amazing. It's nothing short of amazing. It really is. The quality components, the finish of this bike, there's just so many things going through my mind. It's hard to place it. Where do I start talking about it for first impressions? Everything feels like quality. This bike at 243 kilometers is blowing me away so far. It's really good. There's so, I mean, like, okay, let's go through some of the things that I absolutely love for first impressions. I absolutely love I love the sound. The sound is gorgeous. Now it's obviously too quiet with the standard exhaust, and it sounds, you know, possibly a little bit you know, the actual like roar is slightly nerfed, but when you're at the traffic light and there's no loud noises around you and you give it that little rev, it is such a sweet sounding engine. It really is. It sounds a billion times nicer than a regular parallel twin. It really does. I mean, there's no comparison. This cross-plane twin has a really nice note to it. A really nice note to it. I personally, I think they've almost outdone themselves with this bike, because the quality components is just, for example, I mean, I've rode a Kawasaki ER6N, which is super popular in Thailand. I've rode the Honda CB650F, and they have an R version too, which I haven't rode, same as the Ninja 650 I haven't rode, but they're the same bike, engine and everything, and they're great bikes. But I can see ways that it looks like they've saved you know, how do you say it, you know, the ways that they've thought, you know, let's keep the price down by doing this or doing that. Now the Kawasaki ER6, it looks a bit short on features in its design. Like, the tank is very bare, there's not much around it, and the finish is kind of, it's good, but it's not great. You know, it doesn't have the same finish of bikes that are higher price range, like a Z800 and all these kind of bikes. And the Honda CB650F is really nice looking, which I liked, which I thought was the best bike for the money before I got this. This car is gorgeous. I mean, the finish is just excellent. Everything about this bike is excellent. I mean, okay, let's go more into, rather than talking about those other bikes, some really good pluses that I like about this bike, some features I love about this bike. Okay, well, I mean, start off with, I love this speedo. This speedo is fucking gorgeous, excuse my language. I think it's just perfectly, it's a perfect display. I think it's a really gorgeous display. I love this. You know, you got speed here, gear here, you know, the revs, tacho, whatever here, the kilometers, fuel, and the time. I love the way it says what gear you're in, and like and I love the way the keys are right there, like, as you guys, I'm sure you guys know, right there on the other side, so it's like higher up. it's like on the other side of the speedo, just like the 09 where the speedo is off to the side. You know, I love that kind of switching it up, doing something different. I think it's just really nice features that they have. What else about it? The seat is comfortable, the seat's nice. Just everything design wise is really nice, and when you're riding it and you're revving it and you're feeling the engine of it, it really feels like they've gone the extra mile. It doesn't feel like it's built to a price, and that's one of the main things that I want to stress. Is it really, for me, really doesn't feel like it's built to a price. It does not feel like they were like, you know, we can do this or we can do that. It's like if Yamaha had a big checklist, right, and they were like, oh well, we can do this or we can do that to make the bike this good for this price range. It doesn't feel like they were like, oh well, we can do this, that and that'll be enough, and that'll be good value for money or anything like that. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like they really thought, you know, let's tick as many off of that list, feature list, as they can, and then offer it for a super competitive price. So far, I must say, I mean, I'll give it 10 out of 10 for, I mean, the price and everything. Oh, there's no doubt, I want it to be innovative at a budget, you know. And I also, another thing as well is this series of bikes, I think they've totally knocked it out of the park. This MT series, I mean I've only rode this and the 09. I know they have some smaller ones, I have not rode those, but the 09 and this 07, I think they've really knocked out of the park, because it's called, you know, I'm not sure the FZ stands for, but this is the MT-07, right? The same bike, I know, but the MT, it stands for Masters of Torque, right? And they've really managed, with the cross-plane engine and everything, they've really managed to put that torque where you want it, because of this cross-plane design and stuff. There's always a really healthy surge of torque when you want to go like that with your wrist, like that. You can feel there, it's there, no, kind of anywhere in a gear, anywhere at any time, coming out of any corner. They've really managed to position the torque where you want it. You know, it's one thing to look at the bike with just on a sheet of paper with specs and say, oh, it's got 75 horsepower, it weighs this much, you know, and everything like that. You can do that, but, and then it says, you know, it says the amount of torque it has on the specs too, but you really have to drive it, and then you can really see that the torque is really where you want it, you know. So I honestly, I'm pretty blown away for the bracket that it fits into. It feels like it's in that next bracket. I mean, I've owned higher priced bikes, and this definitely competes with them, and I prefer it to one of the previous more expensive bikes I've owned. The motor is very torquey, and it really does remind me of the 09, right? What they've able to do, and I did kind of mention this earlier, is that like they've put that torque where you want it in the power band, you know. You can go up a gear, or you can be like in the lower gear, and it doesn't really matter. You've got healthy surge of torque almost all the time. Whenever you twist your wrist, there really is this healthy progression. I mean, it's not even that much of a progression, to be honest. It's a hard hit. I mean, basically what I said before, stressing the same point I've said, which is my favorite thing, why I love this series, the MT/FZ series of Yamaha bikes, is that the torque is always where you want it. That's what I said. I was going nuts in my 09 video. The torque is ridiculous, you know, that's what I was saying. The torque is always where you want it, and I hadn't rode a bike before that was like that. There are bikes like that, but man, at the price point that Yamaha's given with their cross-plane engine and stuff, it's completely unbeatable. Completely unbeatable. I just wanted to add that little point in there. That is probably my favorite thing about these bikes. I mean, for the bike to cost this much and have this much torque, wanker, fucking hell, bro, to have this much torque, so it keeps that just fun factor. It almost doesn't matter really what gear you're in, you're always going to have good torque. So I hope you liked the video today, guys. Again, let me know if you got any questions, something like that. Hook me up with a comment. And as I'm heading straight up to those mountains up there, I'll catch you in the next episode. Cue the outro.